This past Sunday at Night of Champions, I defeated Natalya to win my first ever Divas title. I'd appreciate it if Natalya came out to the ring right now. Alright, Kaitlyn, you have my attention. I did beat you fair and square for the title at Night of Champions. However, it was a triple threat. I'd like one more shot to face you one-on-one to prove that I can beat you by myself. Alright, Kaitlyn, if that's the way you want it, that's fine by me. But since I have a rematch clause, I say we do something that's never been done before in the Divas division. I say you and I go one-on-one for that title inside the Hell in the Cell. So what do you say, champ? Well, all I have to say is good luck. What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97 and welcome back to an episode of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. And this is episode number 31. We're here with SmackDown, as you can see here. Christian taking on Curtis Axel, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil taking on 3MB, Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. Kaitlyn takes on Natalya. Ryback faces Cody Rhodes, and in the main event it is Sheamus versus Rey Mysterio. And 3MB gets the victory over the Primetime Players here, and Natalya defeats Kaitlyn in a submission match. And we just saw quite a confrontation between Kaitlyn and Natalya. These two will face off for the first time ever. We'll see a Divas Hell in the Cell match. So that's something. That's something. We're really anticipating that Hell in the Cell matchup. That should be, I don't know what to say about that. It'd be the first time ever that we have a Divas Hell in the Cell match. Ever. So, we'll have to see how that goes. They'll be breaking new ground, new territory for the Divas division. And I mean, after Kaitlyn and Natalya, they've been facing each other for months over that Divas title. The past 2 months, they've been feuding over the title. Kaitlyn winning the title at Night of Champions, so now she's gonna have to put her money, or she's gonna have to back up what I don't even know. Natalya's got a rematch clause. She wants it to be in the Hell in the Cell. Kaitlyn has accepted, so she's gonna have to put her money where her mouth is and see if she can retain the title inside the Hell in the Cell structure at the No Way Out pay-per-view. And now coming down to the ring, it is Captain Charisma Christian, the former Intercontinental Champion. And he'll be going one-on-one with Curtis Axel. And these two have faced off for the Intercontinental Championship once before. Back at the Vengeance pay-per-view, Christian defeated Curtis Axel to retain. Curtis Axel then faced Ryback in a number 1 contenders match, and Ryback won that one, and that of course led to Ryback winning the title at SummerSlam, and then Ryback defending it against Christian in the rematch at Night of Champions. So Curtis Axel now looking to get himself back into the Intercontinental Championship scene, and a victory over the former champion Christian could definitely help stake a claim for himself in the Intercontinental Championship division. As Ryback has been just mowing down competitors, victory after victory, twice over Christian, and on the Night of Champions pre-show, Ryback took 3 kill switches. Yes, 3, and he kicked out of all of them and managed to go on to win the match with his famous shell shock. So, I mean, Ryback proved that he can go the distance, but can either of these two superstars prove the same? I mean, Christian, he's had 2 matches with the Intercontinental Champion Ryback, so I doubt we'll see Christian back into the title picture heading into No Way Out. But, I mean, if he can pick up some victories, then, yeah, he might just get himself back up in the title picture. And then, of course, we've got Curtis Axel, who hasn't really, I mean, he's been given opportunities, but whenever he does get these opportunities, he kind of squanders them, as he was supposed to compete in a triple threat match at Night of Champions for the Intercontinental title, but he just kept losing matches, and eventually the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, when he faced Cody Rhodes a few weeks ago on SmackDown, and Cody Rhodes got the victory. That pretty much just spelled the end. It dashed Curtis Axel's hopes at competing for the Intercontinental title at Night of Champions. So now Curtis Axel, he needs to find a way to get some victories in these key situations. I mean, this is a big matchup for Curtis Axel, and if he loses here, I don't know if he can ever recover in his career, if he'll ever make it back into the Intercontinental Championship picture. But I mean, like, ever since Curtis Axel debuted, he was on a pretty good win streak, a pretty solid win streak. Defeated some big name opponents who were, for a while he was facing superstars who would return to the WWE, guys like Randy Orton, Edge, Rob Van Dam. And he didn't win all of those matches, but he had strong performances in all of those matches. And then, you know, ever since Vengeance, when he lost his match against Christian, things have just gone downhill for Curtis Axel. I mean, the #1 contenders lost to Ryback, getting knocked out of the Night of Champions triple threat potential Intercontinental Championship match. And I mean, Curtis Axel, he has to do something to get himself back into the Intercontinental Championship scene. And I think if Curtis Axel loses this match, he'll be out of the title picture for a while. He might be done. Because, I mean, he's lost so many matches recently. He's just on such a downward spiral. He needs something. He needs something to build some momentum back up and get him back into that picture. And Christian now with a roll-up here. 1. No, Curtis Axel manages to counter. And now into a bridge here. 1, 2. And now here's Christian looking to counter. And now has him rolled up here with a backslide and a kick out there by Curtis Axel. And now it is Christian who appears to have control in this one, but Curtis Axel is able to counter. And now picks Christian back up to his feet. And what a drop kick there by Curtis Axel. Nice maneuver. Very crisp offense by Curtis Axel. And even in the real WWE, I mean, Curtis Axel, he hasn't... Like, there's just something about Curtis Axel. He's very boring. I mean, his wrestling ability, he doesn't have a lack of a wrestling ability. He's a pretty good wrestler. But it's just, you know, his mic work, he's not very good on the mic, and then there's just something about his character that is very, he's like the least relevant, one of the least relevant guys in the WWE. I mean, he's a really good wrestler, and like even there are superstars who have even worse mic skills, horrible mic skills, even worse than Curtis Axel's, and they are somehow not forgotten. But there's just something about Curtis Axel, and you just forget about him sometimes. He's been paired with Ryback recently, which I think is good. I think the Ryback tag team is really, it's like the perfect place for Curtis Axel to be right now. I really think they could execute it a little bit better, and oh my God, what a move there! I forget what that's called. It's a cradle DDT. That's what it's called. But Christian kicks out. But I mean, Ryback. WWE, I don't know what they're doing with Ryback. I mean, Ryback always seems to start building some momentum, and then he just gets shut down. But I really feel like Ryback could be they could make it work. But right now it's just kind of there. I mean, it's not a bad team, but I feel like they could do something more gimmicky with it. And now here's Christian with a kill switch, planting Curtis Axel face first into the mat, busting him open, and now hooks the leg. 1, 2. And Curtis Axel kicks out. So Curtis Axel, this is definitely a match that Curtis Axel needs to win. He needs to have a strong outing here, strong performance. But not only that, he needs a win. And as we can see now, Curtis Axel calling Christian back up to his feet here. Could be measuring him for what I'm pretty sure this is called the picture perfect. Well, this isn't it. That's the perfect plex there. 1, 2, 3. Curtis Axel defeats Christian off the perfect plex. And I thought he was going to be going for the Hangman's Facebuster. For months now, I've been pursuing the Intercontinental Championship. And every time I've gotten an opportunity, I've come up short. So Ryback, for one final time, I am challenging you to an Intercontinental Championship match. Right here, right now. That's a good one, Curtis. But you have to earn a shot at my Intercontinental Championship. And true, you may have just beaten the former champion, but you're gonna have to do more than that if you want a shot at the big guy. What exactly are you talking about, Ryback? What I mean is, I'll give you a shot at the championship, But if you lose, I want you off of my show. So in other words, I want you to put your career on SmackDown on the line. Consider it done. And here we go now. Intercontinental Championship. I think it's going to be on the line here. I mean, that's what it's looking like. Ryback, I don't know why he went back to the back, but maybe he wants to make this look just more epic coming out with his entrance. Well, he wanted a proper entrance for this one. I'm really not sure. I don't know what the big guy is thinking, but I'm guessing we're putting the Intercontinental Championship on the line right now. Ryback versus Curtis Axel. I don't think this is a very smart decision by any means on the part of Curtis Axel. I mean, Ryback was supposed to be competing against Cody Rhodes here tonight, but evidently that is not the case. As Ryback now coming down to the ring. And let's get into this matchup now. Curtis Axel, like I said, I don't think this is a very smart move on the part of Curtis Axel. He's just coming off of a grueling match against Christian. He even took a kill switch. Managed to get the cut on his face all fixed up. But, I mean, Curtis Axel, I don't think this is a very smart decision at all. He just came off that match with Christian. Ryback is fresh. He was expecting to face Cody Rhodes, now facing Curtis Axel. Not only that, but, I mean, it's not like Ryback wasn't prepared for Curtis Axel because these two faced each other in the past. So I don't really know what kind of advantage Curtis Axel could possibly have over Ryback here. And Ryback starting out on the offensive right off the bat here. And now Ryback with an Irish whip sending Curtis Axel over the top rope. And Ryback feed him more. And I mean, Ryback has just been on quite a roll here as the Intercontinental Champion. He's got 2 victories over Christian. He's defeated other contenders in that division like Sin Cara. I mean, Ryback is he's at a weird position as the Intercontinental Championship. That division at the moment, I mean, there are a few superstars in there, some older, more veteran superstars like Rey Mysterio. But, I mean, then you've got guys, you know, more up-and-comers, superstars who haven't really left too huge of a mark in the WWE, guys like Justin Gabriel, Sin Cara, those kind of superstars who are trying to just sort of get a footing in the WWE. So, I mean, Ryback doesn't really have too many challengers beyond Christian, so it's going to be interesting to see where the Intercontinental Championship will go from here. I mean, I'm sure Ryback could defend in a Fatal 4-Way or something, but at the moment there really is no standout contender in the Intercontinental Championship division to challenge Ryback. So Ryback at the moment going right after Curtis Axel here, and I don't even know, I mean, I really don't even know if Curtis Axel can get the victory here, coming off that grueling match with Christian. I mean, even if Curtis Axel loses here, he's gone from Friday Night SmackDown. His career's on the line, and Ryback measuring him for the meat hook clothesline may have just beheaded Curtis Axel. I think Axel's out of it. He doesn't even know where he is. I think Ryback could have won off of that, but this is just patented Ryback here, folks. Marching around the ring with Curtis Axel up on his shoulders here, and he's going to put him away here with the shell shock, and that's it. It's over. Curtis Axel, he's done. Count to 100. It is over. Ryback defeats Curtis Axel and retains the Intercontinental Championship, and that means that Curtis Axel is gone from Friday Night SmackDown. His career on Friday Night SmackDown is over. He lost this match, so he's gone from SmackDown. We will never see Curtis Axel on Friday Night SmackDown again. He has just lost to Ryback. And Curtis Axel, once again, when he has this big-time matchup, can't get it done. As Ryback retains the Intercontinental Championship. And who can stop the human wrecking ball Ryback? Because that's just what he has been in these past number of months. He's been a wrecking ball. Just taking out every challenger who steps in his way, in his path. And Ryback is carving quite a path of destruction here on Friday Night SmackDown. He's actually up in the upper rankings for the World Heavyweight Championship. So, I mean, you never know. If nobody can step up to face Ryback, maybe he'll just vacate the title and move on to the World Championship picture. Or maybe he'll just challenge the World Champion with the Intercontinental Championship at his disposal. I don't know. Ryback, he's on that kind of a roll right now. And like I said, that Intercontinental Championship division, not sure really what's going on there right now. But then again, we've got more superstars because the World Heavyweight Championship division, has a number of superstars. Obviously, with Mark Henry getting the victory at King of the Ring, he'll be facing off against Sheamus for the World Heavyweight Championship and No Way Out. Or maybe he won't. Randy Orton's still got a rematch clause that he has yet to cash in on, so we might see Mark Henry versus Randy Orton if Orton can win in his rematch, but I'm not sure. But like I was saying, there are so many superstars in that World Heavyweight Championship division, especially if you go to look back at SummerSlam when there was the Battle Royal for the world title. You had guys like Del Rio, Wade Barrett. You even got guys like The Big Show who haven't really... The Big Show hasn't really been seen for a while, but he was at one point considered to be in that division. And then you've got somebody like a Rey Mysterio who is, a bit of the upper mid-card kind of superstar, veteran superstar, former world champion. So Rey Mysterio could make a case, I guess, in both divisions, and maybe that could be start of the thing we begin to see here on SmackDown, where superstars can kind of, some of the upper mid-card guys like an Alberto Del Rio or a Rey Mysterio, a Wade Barrett, maybe even a Christian, could kind of float in and out of the World Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship divisions, especially when you have such a dominant champion like Ryback, who arguably is on a bigger role than the world champion himself, as Sheamus did win back the gold at Night of Champions, but still he lost it at SummerSlam in that Battle Royal. And Sheamus, he's been in this World Heavyweight Championship picture ever since the beginning of this Universe mode. He started out as the champ, lost it to Del Rio at Extreme Rules, won it back at Over the Limit in that triple threat, and then lost it at SummerSlam and won it back at Night of Champions. So I don't know exactly what the whole situation with Sheamus is, but I think Ryback's just on such a hot streak that nobody can stop him right now. And especially with the contenders currently in the Intercontinental Championship division. But if you had somebody come down from the World Heavyweight Championship division, maybe like an Alberto Del Rio or a Wade Barrett or a Big Show, it might take a superstar like that to defeat Ryback, because Ryback is just blowing everybody over in the in the Intercontinental division. Nobody has been able to hold a candle to Ryback. Ryback has just been victory after victory. But another superstar who I guess could kind of float in and out between the World and the Intercontinental divisions would be somebody like Cody Rhodes. Rhodes just came back, competed in the King of the Ring tournament. He lost, unfortunately, against Wade Barrett, but he did get a victory over Christian, who is now the former Intercontinental Champion. So, that does put Cody Rhodes in the Intercontinental Championship division. He's more in the upper rankings of that division. But then that also leaves an interesting situation when you've got, the lower mid-card guys that are in that division, like Justin Gabriel, Sin Cara, maybe even Damian Sandow, 3MB, I guess you could throw in there, the Primetime Players, those sort of superstars who really, they don't really have any place to go on SmackDown now. If some of the World Heavyweight Championship guys are going to move down into that Intercontinental Championship picture, then where did those superstars go from there? They've got nothing really to do. You're lucky if you're someone like 3MB or Primetime Players, where you have that tag team division that you can go to if you're unsuccessful in on your own in a solo career. But it's a little bit different with 3MB because they're three guys. So you've got two who can go after the tag titles, but then you've got one left over who's just like, well, what do I do? That's just kind of how things are on SmackDown. So if you're a lower mid-card guy on SmackDown, it is very difficult to try and make a name for yourself, as we've got more of the, those superstars who can float in and out between divisions, who get featured more often on the shows. Guys like a Cody Rhodes or a Christian or a Rey Mysterio or Mark Henry, Sheamus. You're getting outshined by all these superstars, and there's really no time on the show for you to actually compete. So it's tough to make a name for yourself when you're not getting featured. As now, back into this one, Sheamus looking to take out Rey Mysterio here. Mysterio has actually been on quite a roll in this match, but Sheamus taken down the biggest underdog in WWE. And now, Sheamus has him up on his shoulders, looking to set him up for white noise here. Plants him into the mat, and Sheamus could be in position to get the victory now, as he's got that powerful offense, can just take control of a match. Just like that, back in control of this one, as now he's got Rey Mysterio up on his shoulders here, and this time rolling through there, opting not to go for white noise. And now here's Sheamus He's got that Texas Cloverleaf locked in on Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio is he going to be forced to tap out? Can he escape the submission hold? And he does. I actually didn't realize that was a leg submission hold. I thought it was more of a like the torso area submission, but I guess not. Rey Mysterio though, he caught Sheamus, and now he's got him in the ropes for the 619. Looking to drop the dime now. Rey Mysterio splash, hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, Sheamus kicks out. That would have been a big victory there for Rey Mysterio, and he can't believe it. Into the cover again, and another 2 count, but Sheamus kicks out. And Rey Mysterio just couldn't believe it there. Couldn't believe that Sheamus kicked out. And now Sheamus, oh, what is this? Oh my gosh, dropping Rey Mysterio right on top of his head. And now Sheamus beating his chest, calling for the bro kick here. Bro kick, nearly took Rey Mysterio's head off on that one. And now hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and Sheamus is victorious. A very strong outing there by Rey Mysterio, but just not enough to defeat the world champion and the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. So a big victory there for the Celtic Warrior. Sheamus defeating Rey Mysterio, and there's Mark Henry. Mark Henry will be facing Sheamus for the World Heavyweight Championship at No Way Out, as Mark Henry did win the King of the Ring tournament. He defeated the likes of D-Generation X, Wade Barrett, and finally The Undertaker in the King of the Ring tournament. And if you're confused about DX, that was more of a one-off appearance for DX, just to come back. I mean, we've got so many legends in this game. I might do that, just kind of bring legends back in these kind of one-off appearances. And that's kind of like what people would do at the Royal Rumble, where they just kind of come back for an appearance. And that's sort of what happened with the King of the Ring tournament, because I was kind of running out of superstars. But anyway, as you can see right there, Ryback, #1 in the world title division. Even though he can't have a title shot, but he's #1. And there was the Intercontinental Championship rankings. But I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode. Keep on YouTubing.